This year, I gifted my friends the most expensive gift I've ever gifted anyone, and what that is, I'm gonna reveal in the end. But before that, I wanna give you guys some cheaper or also free gift ideas that you can give to your friends and family if you're on the holistic health path. Because I don't know about you, but when I started to become more health conscious, I realized that most of the gifts I used to give family and friends actually were harming their health, whether that was sweets, candy, perfumes, and all these things. They didn't contribute to them getting healthier. And my uncle actually at one point started gifting my grandparents different things like yoga tools, stretching tools, black rolls, for them to improve their health. So today I want to give you a couple ideas. These are the different price ranges I'm going to be looking at. And the first one is going to be free, and that one is to write a card or write a letter. And I think that is something that is so simple to make. You can get really creative, you can draw something on there, or you can just buy a card and write something and just channel some words through that come through you in the moment that you really want to tell that person, and that show that you really appreciate that person, that you love that person, that you're grateful, and yeah, just let the person know that she or he is really important to you. I think whoever is going to receive that is going to be really, really happy. The second one is to make something healthy, and that could be, for example, some raw vegan bliss balls. And I also want to share a super simple raw vegan bliss ball recipe in the end that you don't even need to have any baking experience for, because they're raw and they're very, very easy to make. You just need a blender, 3 ingredients only. And I really love giving bliss balls because everyone loves bliss balls. I don't know anyone, whether they're raw vegan, vegan, or not even vegan at all. Everyone loves them because they're so delicious. The third one is to buy fruit. That's also very health supportive and also kind of cool. Maybe you have a little bit more of a fancy fruit shop around that sells tropical fruits, dragon fruits or pineapple or something a bit more fancy. And then you can just gift the fruit, package it nicely, and people are gonna love it. Who doesn't love fruit? Unless they're maybe brainwashed into thinking that it has too much sugar, but it doesn't. So yeah, if you know the person is into fruit, then that's something really, really cool you can gift. And now let's move on into the $30 price range, and that is to gift something like, for example, a shampoo bar. And I, by the way, also have links to all the products that I'm mentioning in my product guide, and I also have some discount codes for some of the things, like, for example, the Morocco Method shampoo bars. If you're looking to gift your family member a shampoo bar, which I also think is something who wouldn't want a shampoo bar? I mean, probably the person needs to be a little bit into alternative thinking and health conscious or environmental conscious. And yeah, but these shampoo bars, I've had amazing experiences with them. They're, for me personally, better than the shampoo, even natural shampoos. And yeah, I also like the feel of using soap for shampoo. I don't know what it is. I just like it. Now let's get into the $100 price range, plus minus. And one of those is to buy EMF protection or a pendant like I have here for your friends and family members. If you think that they could be into that, of course, you need to be open-minded for that. Personally, I have tried it and I've had amazing effects from it, but I also just like the look of these pendants. These are from Omnia. I also have links and discount codes in the product guide. But yeah, pendants are amazing. EMF protection, they are like stickers you can put on the phone and on a laptop. And even if it's just placebo and it helps you somewhat feel better around it, I think that's still great. But personally, I don't believe it's placebo. There have been tests and studies done with these devices and with these tools, and they have literally shown that people would have more muscle strength when they would use the protection, because the radiation from phones and devices and Wi-Fi routers can literally weaken our muscles. So yeah, I've been wearing it for 2 or 3 years now and I love it. But yeah, it also just looks nice. So even if you just want to give someone a nice little thing to wear, it's kind of nice. And then the next one is a rebounder. And if you want to stay in a $100 price range, then the Pecan is an amazing rebounder to gift to family or friends, especially if you have younger kids. They love that stuff. But even as adults, for us, it's amazing too. I think we're also still allowed to play. So if you know someone in your family who wants to get into fitness and doesn't have as much time maybe, and has the space and the desire to have something to be using on a regular basis, then I think a rebounder is great too. But of course, always make sure the person actually has the space. And I mean, honestly, personally, I think you could even go ahead and ask, hey, is that something you would like to have as a gift? The next one is something also for people who are maybe already on the health conscious path and a little bit open-minded. And that is, I gotta show you, barefoot sandals. And I love barefoot sandals. They're basically like thongs, just that they are ergonomic. They have a 0 drop, so it's really, really good for your posture. You can go on walks, you can go on hikes, you can even go running in them. But just in general for travels, especially traveling to a warmer country, super practical, because the problem with thongs is that they actually use muscles in the feet that don't really want to be used. And if they get weak, that's not really, really good for the posture. And yeah, because you need to hold the thong because there's no support. There's no back lace, versus with barefoot sandals, there's like a lace in the back. So yeah, it's a great gift that if you want to spend around $100 and you know the person is gonna like that, then I think that's really, really cool too. The next one I have written down is a bellycon. And that's the last gift, and that is the most expensive one I've been alluding to in the beginning. And yeah, that obviously is only something you would want to gift someone who wishes for it, or you could ask the person, do you want that? And of course, it's like a big gift. You wouldn't just give to a random person that you don't know that well. But if it's a family member you know wants to get into fitness, I think gifting a bellycon is amazing. And they also have a really cool offer right now where you get 2 free balls, like weight balls, that you can also use for training if you order one. And speaking of balls, now I also want to share the Bliss ball recipe. So it's super easy to make. Basically, you just take nuts, any kind of nut. You could, for example, use pecan nuts. I like pecan nuts, or walnuts or almonds. And then you also take dates, and you also have coconut flakes. And then you blend the pecan nuts or the nut in the blender, or you grind them up first. If you don't have a blender, you can also use a grinder and make it into kind of like a little flour. And then you add the dates into the blender, you blend it up together. You might need a little bit of water. And I also like to put in some natural organic vanilla extract and the peel of some oranges. So that is also something you can add. And then after I'm done putting that all together into like a dough, I roll little balls, and then I also submerge these balls into some coconut flakes, and that's pretty much it. And then you can put it in the freezer to harden up a little bit, and then package it in some nice bags and gift it to your friends and family together, for example, with a nice card where you write some appreciative words, or yeah, just whatever wants to come out of your heart in that moment when you sit down to write that card. And yeah, I mean, I really don't know anyone who wouldn't be super excited about that gift. I definitely would. So that's always a good indicator, if you would be really, really excited to receive that it's a nice gift. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe there are some helpful ideas, or maybe this helps you to brainstorm further onto what you can give to friends and family. And if you want to see what an experience at a raw vegan retreat was like for me, then click here.